I'm going to show you how to make the bread with the rice flour, which is called the rice roti in India. And also I'm going to do the coconut chutney with 7 ingredients. I'm doing the red pumpkin bhaji and 10, 11, that's including the salt. And I'm going to do the rice roti. So this is the plate. We always need a bigger vessel to do the dough. To start with, I'm going to take, for 1 cup of rice flour, I'm going to use 2 cups of water. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to use 1.5 cup of rice flour. So I'm just going to do 2.5 because you can always add water more if you need it. You can't take it out. So that's done. To that, I'm going to add a pinch of salt. Don't need to add a lot. Yeah, that's a good pinch of salt. The water is already boiling, so we don't need to worry. I'm going to add the flour. So I'm just going to keep the high heat on the medium because I don't want it to burn. I want you guys to do the same. So I'm just adding 1. Want to make sure this is cooked. So I'm just going to add another half of it. So I'm just using some more flour. There you go. So you want to make sure it's pressed but it's still not burned. So you want to break out all the bits. So this is one way. You can also add, if you have any cooked rice which is stodgy, that's the best thing to add for the rice bread. So you want to make it to the consistency of the chapati bread, and don't worry, it will only get thicker as you leave it on. So it's been cooked for 2 minutes. I'm going to take off the pan. So just keep it mixing. Mix it well. It is slightly softer, so I'm just going to add some flour. So that's why I saved some. Cut the video. About 5 minutes. You can leave it when it is cool as well, but it always binds well when it's nice and warm. So what I'm going to do, you guys careful is fine, but I've taken a bowl with just cold water with the thing in it. Just dip my hands, then it doesn't burn me straight away. And also it doesn't stick to my hand. So this way, you want to mix it well. So it's nice and airy because it's cooked rice flour, so it stays nice and airy. So yeah, just keep when it gets too hot, the temperature, just stick your hands in, mix it. And we're gonna allow it to cool down. Knead it well for about a couple of minutes. Just gonna add some more flour. Now it's cooled down, so it's quite bouncy. So what I'm going to do, I'm just going to wet my palms and then make them slightly bigger than when you make a chapati. Just leave it on the side. So it's ready. I'm going to put a cover on it and just let it rest. Meanwhile, I'm going to make my pumpkin bhaji. When you're making the rice bread, you always have to mix the dough as you go. But the most important or the trickiest thing is traditionally the rice bread were flattened with the finger, up finger, So just like a drop oil should do on the top. See now, it's quite difficult to do that. So this is type 1, wet your palm. See, this is the most difficult one. So, okay, if you can't do this, doesn't matter, there's always a way around. Same again, same drill. This time, we're going to use one of the plastic, just press it a little bit, put the plastic, and then I'm going to take one of the plates and then press it all around. This is going to be nearly as round as a globe. Look at that, just check if it needs to be thinner. Just gently make it thin if you need it anywhere. There you go, it's done. Get the pan on high heat, just take off gently, but when you're placing you have to be really careful. One, not to burn your hand. Second, it break off. So you just want to get some water so it cooks thoroughly. It's been about a minute and a half. Flip it over. So you can just reduce the heat a little bit down. You want to make sure it's thoroughly cooked. It's going to take another 3 minutes of cooking. Once you turn it over, 2 minutes, you can do it. Just burn it on the fire. Turn the heat down a little bit because edges is where it burns. That's done. No need to cook any further, it's done now. Rice roti. So if you haven't subscribed yet, subscribe to Curry King Vinny or the Relish Spice Mix on YouTube. Follow us on Instagram and Facebook. Same again, Relish Spice Mix, Curry King Vinny, and visit www.currykingvinny.co.uk for bespoke recipes.